Sam here from Trade to Prosper. Looking at Bitcoin. Today's Thursday, the 21st of December. And here we have a CME chart. And we talked about this on our forum where there was a 1 hour gap here or a gap here. And that's been pretty much taken out from a CME perspective. What we have, if you look at it from a structural perspective, is still bullish. And I'm thinking this is going to continue to go high. We're looking for more highs. But from a CME perspective, we have this CME gap right here, and price didn't come down enough to cover that. Now the question is, why not? The whales are playing a game. It was a clear target for the longs to come in. Liquidity was here, and you can see, and there's liquidity below that. So all the longs that came in from here, I expected that to be the target, take that out, and then go back up. So I didn't quite reach down there, but we saw this this SFP structure, and we went to the trade around there, and I took my profit here. So I did well. We were looking at this setup, and now what is this chart and what are these levels? That's a whole different story. But there's a methodology, and I'm basically learning this methodology from Chart Champions. And what we're doing is point of control. Well, we know the weekly, daily levels, but point of control and how Chart Champions utilize that is really unique and very strong, powerful method. So I do follow them and adopting their strategy as well. So what we anticipated, there was a naked point of control here, and that was a level that we identified from a means. There are other levels. So what did we do with this trade? We spoke about it. Our naked point of control was taken out, and we had this SFP. It's good sign, and we entered it here. So I did see a bit late, but never the case. I still thought, yep, it's going to go up. And you can see our NPOC also been taken out here as well. Interesting enough, and then back up again. Now, we spoke about a few scenarios in our forum. Scenario 1, and we'll look at this. So these are all our levels from a number of perspectives. And I'm going to go through the scenarios. Scenario 1, we expected price to hit this naked point of control, the orange, and then if it pulled a bit below, we're looking for shorting, and I stepped through that, and it might be warranted, but I'm still bullish, and this scenario didn't quite suit me, so I didn't trade it. I didn't short it, even though when you look at it, it's a double top, and it's looking like it's going to drop just from that. When you look at it from that perspective, it might drop, but I still like to see this level taken out. Yeah, it's not a trade I'm interested in at the end of the day. Would it bring it back down? Well, if it was to come down, it's unlikely to come down too much. It might just be just another level here, and then we'll need to look at that. But then you can still continue up and take out a previous level as well, and then come down. So I'm looking for more highs. I like this scenario here. Let's just do that. The scenario is that where we take out the previous high for liquidity, price comes down, but because of this level here, and if we do a point of control for that level is likely to be a level of significance as well, and find as a support. Now if price was to break below that and come down, then that will be a nice shorting position, because that is a sign of weakness. However, if price was to take this liquidity out, I'm looking for this level here with the monthly and the next level of naked control. So that is a scenario that is more favorable, in my opinion, to be more interested in shorting, because it hits the next level. Third one, it can be possible that we take out that previous high, and then we found support, and then we find no strength, and then that level will be confirmed. So risk to reward ratio here, it's worth it. If we see a pin bar of some sort spike and then come down, depending on the nature of how it does it, then it's worth taking the short, because you can get stopped out. And yeah, you can get stopped out from here, but that's the trade that you'll be looking for. So that scenario I'm looking for more so. At the moment, it hasn't played out. Now, by the way, it's on Bybit. So Bybit, you might look at Binance, and it might be a different story with this these levels. So that's worth having a look next. And then there's a major scenario that can play out, and it's unlikely to play out, which is the price comes down, finds a resistance, and then we go all the way down to this level here. And that will mean that some bearish scenario here, that's a triangle type of formation, but that might come out a bit later on. I don't see this happening. The CME gap is here, and I think it will go through it if it was to come through, and I'll be looking for this monthly level, a lot of volume and level of interest. This is the fair value gap. So price, although some of it's been taken out, it's still a level that's of interest, but at this point I don't see this taking place at all. So that scenario is out of the picture at the moment. So what I'm looking for is really more highs, take that out, looking for short, but the short, it could be not long lived, because it can just go back straight up and eventually hit our target. This scenario here is a harmonic, and I'll bring that out. So I'm looking for that scenario. We might just do that more so, and then go for this level here, the ultimate target of strong resistance. From a macro perspective, that is a strong resistance level. Now let's look at from another perspective. If that was the case, and we were talking about taking out this level, makes sense, and then price could come down only to fill that, take out that gap. So that's one scenario I'm looking at, and back up again, and then ultimately hit that target that we were looking for, and then come back down. If this does take place, then that is a rising wedge of some sort, and then we get the daily bearish divergence of some sort. I'm looking at that scenario potentially as well before we get that ABC correction and then back up again. We're looking for the previous high to be taken out. That's where the liquidity is. A lot of shorts have been coming in. That is a level of significance. At the moment, this is all the level of significance, and that's why we're looking for rejection here. That's why we've got the 45 range, just because that we had a few resistance levels and support. So this level is going to be significant. That's why I'm looking for a shorting position there. And you can see historically, it does fluctuate a lot in this area. So it wouldn't surprise me that we get the CME gap and then go back up, take that out, and then come back down, and then we reassess. It does fit in the Fibonacci model, where if we look at this, as you can see, our golden ratio is there. So the 618 is going to be a strong resistance. How we get to the 618 is the question before we get a bit of a nice rejection. This, if it takes a while, it wouldn't surprise me that SP500 is also making a target as well. So I'm looking for this scenario, a rising wedge of some sort, and this plays into the handbook of one or two models for Bitcoin. One is that the 618 is taken out, and then we get an ABC correction, which is deep, and then we go for the bull run. So over this phase, December and January, we hit our target, and then we get this lull, and then we go back up, and that is I'm not telling you where it is, but that will be a good opportunity to go long potentially. Now here's the other aspect, and it still hits our 618 level there. If we take this out, I like this idea. that we go over there, take it out, come back down. That's one good scenario. Otherwise, we continue on, find support. But just like here with the failed auction, we might just get that and then pull back there, and either we get support or we fail and we come back down. We might just do that. This is our A, B, and C. We might just get some support here, somewhere in there, which is what we'll do is we'll do the Fibonacci again. And you know what? We might just do a macro reaccumulation. So that could be our range. Well, that's our base, buying climax, come back down, and then play this game and then fly. So we can have a reaccumulation structure here for a while. If it drops, this is the area of interest that I'll be looking at. Let's wrap it up on that, and please give me a like and share. Talk to you soon.
There you have it. Please give Sam a like, share, and subscribe to his channel to support him for doing more of these posts.